Hey there, this is another video update about my inventory manager. You'll probably see like a little watermark right here because the iShowU that I used to use was freeware when I got it, but that was like a super long time ago, and I guess it updated and now it's not free. So I'm gonna actually start by making a completely from scratch inventory just to show you again how quick it is. You basically just drag the inventory manager into your empty game object, and sometimes it does this, it gives you an error, and just remove the component of the inventory manager and throw it back on there and it'll fix itself. I think it's just the order of which these scripts load. Sometimes like the inventory manager gets loaded before them, and yeah, it doesn't work properly. So I'm just going to start by selecting texture for the button and a background quickly, and then I'm going to add a offset to the top of about 20, and then fit, and then I will display it. Actually, I'm going to disable that and display it. So there's our inventory window, lootable area window, whatever you want to call it. I always call it the bag just because that's where you put stuff that you loot, I guess, a bag. Again, you can change the slot counts to whatever you like and tweak a bunch of different settings, like locking it to the screen or moving it around. So I'm going to lock it for now and just keep it that way. I'm going to go to the inventory, or the equipable window now. That's where you actually equip the gear that you loot into your bag here. Set a texture for the background real quick, and you can change the size and location where it starts. Take that off and display it. And there's our window. And these all both work with their open keys. So that one's B, this one's I. And I'm going to go ahead and make some custom equipable windows, or buttons. Currently you can have up to 20 of them. I can change that if people request it. Like if you guys say you want more than 20, go ahead and let me know. I can just change this counter to anything you want, and it can be done. It's just a list that appends, so it's not a big deal. So I'm going to do 10 of them, and I don't know if you've watched my other videos, you'll see like this, maybe it changed a little bit. I added two little helpers that just help you, like this minimizes and maximizes whenever you click it, so that'll max and min, and this one just hides it all, so it's a little nicer if you're messing around with stuff. Yeah, so I'm just going to go add these real quick. So I'm going to do head, oops, chest, back, hands, feet, feet. And then I'm going to do multiple rings just to show you guys that it works. Actually, hold on a second. Yeah, okay. Do multiple rings for now. 1 through 4. 3, 4. And our last slot will be main hand. There. And I'll set the texture real quick. If you didn't see this before, this just sets all the textures to that one texture, in case you want to do that. Otherwise, you can just set all of them manually to the individual text, or texture. And I'm going to set this to 50 to 50, just to pop it out a little bit. And I'll show you another feature that I just added. It's basically just a snap. I didn't change this, but this one snaps below it, and this one snaps to the right of it. It says left, but it's right. So snap below, snap right, and then there's a little offset up the top here, offset for quick place options. And you can do 10 and 10, for instance, and then snap below with offsets, and it will offset that equip slot to that desired location, whatever that might be. So I'm just going to do snap belows for these 5 right here. That's it. There you go. You got 5 all snap below. Nice little linear looking thing. And I'm going to use this handy little feature to move equip slots with the mouse, which just basically converts all your equip slots to windows and allows you to drag them into just this little area. It's actually converting them into this current window, and then it converts them back into this equip slot window. So I'm going to grab the ring 1 and then just line it up kind of where I want it to be, and then I'm going to convert it back all the buttons. It's kind of sloppy right now, but I'm going to go down to ring 1 and actually ring 2, and then I'm going to just snap below on all these as well. See, and then we have this nice 2 little line things. Kind of reminds me of like World of Warcraft or something, where it doesn't actually have a design or anything, it's just straight down. And if you don't, I'm going to actually go ahead and minimize stuff so you can still see it. If you don't want, like, it's not in the desired place, like you have it set up where you want it to be, but it's like too high or something, right? Like right now it's not really in the center. I made this little thing that basically just moves all of your all the equip slots by this amount, this pixel amount. So there's 10. I'm just going to do, you can either do either direction, and you can use negative numbers. So if you go too far, for instance, let's see, see I'm too far now, so I can do like negative 20, and then it just goes up, negative 20. So yeah, that's all for that. And then I added this so I can actually show you what stuff is actually going to the correct location. It's just ring slot labels, or not ring slot, slot labels for each one of them, like head, chest, neck. They're all in black right now. For some reason, on my Mac side, they display black in this window, but in the game window they're all white. I already checked, so don't need to worry about that. And that's all out for that equip window. We actually don't need this at all anymore. So you need to include your drop slot, or drop location. It can be anywhere, you know, parented to your character. This is just where the stuff's going to be dropped into the world. I haven't added a thing that says you can't have a drop thing yet, so maybe I'll do that. Make it an option to have a drop location, or just make it destroy. So quickly to do this, you just do add all equip slots to selectable groups, and that just adds head, chest, back, hands, feet, ring 1 through 4, and main hand. And then we're going to do add association for each equip slot to the equivalent group, and then just does the same thing, head to head, chest to chest, back to back, whatever. And then I'm going to go ahead and delete all the rings. If you want to do this quickly, just go to the ring 1, because it's one of 4, and then just start deleting, and it'll go ring 1, ring 2, ring 3. So that way I have to sit here and constantly select them. I'm going to add a group called rings, and each one of these is going to get its own, or each one is going to be associated to ring 1, ring 2. Yeah. Just to show you that you can customize your groups to whatever you like, I'm going to add a group called back chest. And you can do any group you like. You can have helmet, chest, back, you know, and just add the associations. So I'm just going to add, I'm going to do chest, back. Doesn't matter, either way. So if you had an item that was assigned this special selectable group, it will be able to go to the chest and back. But it'll always auto-equip to the chest location, the first location, always the first locations are going to be auto-equipped to. It can do it if it's an empty slot, like if you have 2 chest back items and the chest is already filled and the back is empty, it'll automatically go to the back, but otherwise it just always goes to the chest. You'll see it in a second, I'll show you. There's one other group I want to do, just non-equips. So Non-equipables just have no association. They will not equip, but it's good for like if you have potions and such. Such as right here, these are all non-equips already. I've already pretty much all set the slot belongs to every single one of these things. So these tiny little boxes are all rings. This big box is hands. This is feet. That is a back. This little circular thing. These are kind of what you want to remember. That's a chest. Pretty easy to remember. Head item, and this is the back chest. This little circular thing. And those are non-equips, and that's just main hands. So I'm gonna run it. Oops. Hopefully it doesn't like glitch out. I've noticed when I do this on my Mac, sometimes it'll right click and try to drop stuff because it like double clicks for some reason. But I noticed on my desktop I cannot reproduce it at all. So I'm just kind of spamming E right now to loot stuff, since I don't want to take an hour trying to loot stuff. So I can just right click and start equipping stuff. You notice the rings will equip to each slot, and then it swaps. It's swapping the primary constantly. These ones will actually swap as well. And since this is my primary, the chest is my primary, this back chest thing right here can actually swap to the chest automatically, or you can manually pick it up and throw it in the back. If it's... See, it works completely fine. Now, if you try to pick up that back and throw it into the chest, it doesn't work because the chest cannot be swapped into the back. And the same thing goes for the vice versa. Like, the back cannot go in the chest, so it will not swap. All the rings can swap. Like if you have a ring... Oops, see, there's a double click thing. All the rings can swap. Has no problem doing that. It's hard to tell with some of these textures since they're all the same. Okay. And items will not be put in anything. These are the potions, sorry. These will not be equipped into anything. And if you want to drop stuff, like I said, like my thing's trying to do, because it's trying to double click, you just drop stuff into the world. I just have it set over top of the table somewhere. Stuff I'm going to kind of start working towards, if nobody really has any suggestions, since I have all the equips kind of working perfectly now. Oops, oh, this one doesn't have it. I'm going to start trying to do some, like, maybe add custom statistics and getting items to actually display statistics correctly. So basically the item editor and the item editor and the items, the player's statistics are going to be like hand in hand basically, and maybe updates based on the gear that it's equipped. And yeah, I think that's about all the time I have. Thanks for watching.